All right, so what we have here are two situations, case A and case B. Case A being right here, where we have a 5 kilogram mass that is attached to a string to the ceiling, and a 5 kilogram match attached to two parallel strings hanging from the ceiling. So let's start with what we know. We know that there's going to definitely be, okay, an upward force. Ooh, let's find a different color. We like this color for this one. Let's do an upward force of tension and a downward force of gravity. So we're going to go ahead and over here and we're going to say for case A, we're going to know that the sum of the forces in the y direction are going to be 0. So that means the sum of the forces are going to be equal to Fg. Now don't forget, you need to finish your subscripts on the ball by the earth, on the ball by the rope, but I am not going to finish those um, to save time. If you do need to. Okay. I know that the sum of the forces in the y direction is going to be 0. Now Fg, I need to go ahead and calculate that Fg is going to be equal to mg, mass being 5 kilograms, and my g being 10 newtons per kilogram. So I'm going to end up with, oh sorry, that should be negative. I always forget to do that. Negative 50 newtons. And it's negative because we're in the down direction. So I'm just going to take this value here that I've calculated for Fg right here, and I'm going to plug it in right here. Negative 50 newtons plus Ft. Now don't forget, you need to draw a proper free body diagram for this, complete with labeled arrows. I'm trying to do this a little quickly. I had one done on a new system and waiting for it to render an email proved too much for me to wait on. So sorry I'm jumping around. So here I'm going to plus 50 newtons, plus 50 newtons, and I'm ending up with the force of tension in that cable is 50 newtons. So that takes care of that. And I'm going to flip pages, and we're going to look at, I lied, I'm not going to flip pages. We're just going to have to work this one right here as well. So now what I have, and let's change colors. Maybe that will be better. Purple. So now I know I still have that same downward force of gravity. Now I know I have two up tension ropes. Now those tension ropes are parallel, so they're going to be half of the tension of the downward arrow. This would be tension 1, and this is going to be tension 2. So this one becomes a little more difficult. If I'm going to draw this force diagram, I need to have that same downward arrow. My up arrows are actually going to be half the size. So we're approximately half the size right there. Those should be approximately half of this because in case B, I still need net force in the y direction to be 0, which means I actually have to be Ft1 plus Ft2, I'm going to run into it, plus Fg. So again, I'm back to calculating what is Fg. It is the same mass in the same direction, so it's going to end up being this same number. So you would do that again, or maybe we don't have to do it again, but we need to denote that this mass is the same as this mass, so this Fg will be the same as this Fg on Earth. So what I end up with is, this is 0. I end up with ft1 plus ft2 minus 50 newtons. And that same 50 newtons that we had down here. And I'll consider that I have 2 of these. So I'm going to say I have 2 because they're in the same direction and they're parallel and they're equal from the center, which I would say is about right in here. Then we can say that they're both going to be the same. So they're going to be half. Then I add 50 to both sides. It's going to be 50 newtons. Then I divide by 2. So it's actually going to be 25 newtons is the tension in each rope. So in each rope, we're going to get a tension of 25 newtons. So there's your, okay, in each rope. And then that one's going to be 50. So I hope this one was a little bit easier to follow, and I'm sorry for the hurriedness of it, but I'm trying to get this uploaded before I run out of time. So make sure we have completed the rest of these in this worksheet. If you have any questions, please feel free to post them on the Edmodo page, and we will discuss those in class.